How to respond to ransomware attack. If you're hit by ransomware attack and now you have a really important emergency mission to stop this malware from encrypting all your files, your file shares, your backups, and then leave you with lots of losses. The first step that you need to do is to act fast. And that sounds very trivial, but act fast is not just go fast and do something. It is a procedure of responding to the encryption to the ransomware encryption alert as fast as possible. This alert can go through file integrity monitoring, through file share honeypots, or even through canary tokens, or whatever the way you will get the alert. Sometimes you will get the alert through an employee who's reporting his machine is acting strange, or files are being opened, cannot be opened again, or missing of some files or some directories. In this case, an employee will report these activities mostly to the support team, to the technical support, which is IT admins, and not to the security team. You need to have your support team trained to understand that this is a ransomware attack. The employees and the technical support need to act fast in responding to this type of alert. It's very important that your technical support knows that there is a ransomware. These symptoms are ransomware symptoms, and they're able to escalate it fast to the incident response team. Give the employee the instructions to stop this malware from encrypting more and more files, which takes us to the step 2. So the step 2, to prevent this from having an even bigger impact, and the first few hours are the most important hours of the ransomware attack, because once it starts to encrypting files, it takes just a few hours to encrypt most of the machine's files and start going into the file shares and the backups. So you need to isolate this machine from the network. Make sure that it doesn't encrypt even more files from the file share or the backups. The second step, that in the isolation phase, you need to shut down the machine, or even better, hibernate the machine. Hibernation reserve the memory as well as the hard disk image from reserve the files from being encrypted, stops the encryption part, and at the same time it keeps a memory dump, which is the hibernation file, so we can analyze the memory, and even it can help us retrieve the key as possible. The third step, after you have isolated the machine, you have hibernated the machine, or maybe you have took a memory dump and then turned off the machine, or just shut down the machine directly, you need to start containing the attack, either restoring the backup, or re-image the machine, or even accessing some website that can give you the decryption key for some known ransomware. There is a website called No More Ransomware, I think, or nomoreransom.com, and there's another website as well. I'll put the links up here. And these websites, you can search by the malware name, by the ransomware name, or by the file extension that the ransomware is using. Most of the ransomware they rename the files to a specific extension, a unique extension for that exact malware. For WannaCry, it was WNCry, I think. Ryuk was .ryuk, and things like that. So once they have some unique file types or file extensions, and you may have already the ransomware name through file scanning or machine scanning. You can search by these file extensions or the malware file name through these websites and try to download the decryption. Maybe with a memory image, the decryption will be even easier. There was, for WannaCry, there was tools to be able to decrypt, to find the key, the encryption key on a live machine. And maybe the same technique could be used for memory dumps. So once you start restoring the machine into its original state, either through backup or through decryption of the files, or even re-imaging and losing these files, hopefully not paying the ransom, then you need to do an even in-depth investigation, which is the third step. You need to do an in-depth investigation on how this malware have accessed machine in the first place. Lots of ransomware attacks are being spread or deployed by a secondary malware, something like Ryuk that has been delivered by Emotet malware, which is a banking Trojan. And Emotet malware used other malware to take all the noise out of Emotet, and Emotet can spread to even more and more machines in your network. So you need to dig deeper and do the investigation to understand, do I have any other malware, or do I have the indication of compromise or the way that has get the initial access into the network, and to find if there's any other machine that has been affected as well and still didn't run the ransomware. So you need to investigate more to understand what had happened before the encryption. In the whole attack phase, you are in the last phase of the impact. You need to understand how it went from the initial access to the impact to this part when you detected ransomware. You need to investigate more in the past and also detecting if there is any other machines in your network that are affected by either this ransomware or another malware that is being deployed before or has been deploying this ransomware or delivering this ransomware to this exact machine. So you need to investigate more in depth and have the containment and the investigation hand in hand working together to be able to contain all the machines in the network that has been affected by any of this malware and able to remove any footstep for the attacker inside your network. Hope that video helps, and see you in the next video.